What's going on, YouTubers? Season greetings and salutations to everybody. This is East New York's finest, hosted by Mike. What's going on? Alrighty, so the last 2 weeks been real tough selling. Last weekend on Saturday, I went to the toy show in Woodbridge at the Hampton Inn Hotel. Wasn't a good show. And then, if I thought that was bad, it was very horrific. Last Sunday, I went to Columbus with my daughter. We literally was there for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Walked around, hardly nobody was there. I picked up some Hot Wheels. I think I picked up like 40-something Hot Wheels from this white dude named Perry, real nice guy. He gave me like 44 or 40. It was either 44 or 45. I only paid $25 for all of them. There was a very few in there that was worth about $7, $8. Everything else was anywhere from between $1 to just around $3 to $5, but it was still a great steal for 40-something cars. I think that's all I got last week. Yesterday, I went to the Meadowlands. Yesterday was a slow day. People were out there buying. There was a lot of people out there buying. It's just that I really didn't have anything people wanted to buy. So it wasn't a good day for me. It was a good day for other people, it just wasn't for me because I had mainly toys and people weren't really buying that. Then I had like a lot of vintage loose toys. So people handpicked a little bit of stuff that they collected or whatever, but it wasn't a good day. Then today was actually a better day than yesterday, which is ironic and good at the same time. You know, Jerry and Matt, they both brought some stuff off of me. Then this other kid, I forgot his name, heavyset Caucasian kid, he brought the other box of video game stuff. So that worked out pretty good. So I actually wound up getting more than I wanted for both boxes. Because yesterday I took out 2 video game boxes. I had like all that Wii stuff and this stuff here. And I wanted a specific price for all of it. Then I lowered the price by $125. Nobody budged. This one kid came through at Meadowlands yesterday. Bam, just like that. He made an offer on just the Wii stuff. I was very shocked and surprised that he even wanted that. Nobody else wanted the Wii stuff. They just wanted the other box. So he wound up giving me okay money yesterday. And then today I got almost twice of what I got yesterday for that stuff. So I wound up getting more than I wanted for both for both boxes full of video game stuff combined. 2 different days, 2 different flea markets, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm happy with that. So because of this dude, Jerry and Matt, is why I made the money I made today. But again, I did spend money. Oh shoot, I forgot these. So yeah, I did spend money today, and I keep forgetting this guy's name. But the guy that he normally he's normally next to me at Columbus. He didn't go last week. He did come this weekend. I'm not going nowhere next weekend. Maybe next Saturday I might just go by the Meadowlands just to look around. But on Sunday I'm definitely not doing anything. But anyhow, this is what I got from this one lady. This lady around last winter, I did buy a couple of vintage G.I. Joes from her, but I guess people kept really trying to stick it to her at Columbus, so she doesn't deal with nobody no more with G.I. Joes. She sold a lot of stuff. She basically got ripped off a lot, and I guess other people told her about it. And she actually told me today. She said, "Well, not you. Everybody else, they took advantage of me. So now everybody got to suffer. I'll put everything on eBay." And I said, "Well, if you come out, I'll buy stuff." And she's like, "No, I'm not going to do that because," and I'm like, "Whatever." I said, "At the end of the day, miss, it's your stuff, but I don't need to hear you keep saying that you have this and that, but you put it on eBay. That doesn't help me. It doesn't do anything for me." So I was getting frustrated because she was like, "Oh, well, I sell on eBay." And I said, "Yeah, but on eBay, if you sell a figure for $20, you're going to get what, $11.50 for it? And you still got to pay taxes at the end of the year on that. So in other words, for every 15 items you sell, if you sell 60 items in a month, about 10 to 15 of those items you're giving away for free because you got to pay those taxes." So people don't understand that. They're just so used to just being in the norm of stuff. They don't think about that. But whatever. But anyway, she sold me this stuff here. She wanted $3 a car, which is just about what a lot of people are selling Hot Wheels for, especially older ones. Because now, even in Target and Walmart, you're paying like $1.20 for a Hot Wheels car now. They went up by like 20 to 40 cents now. You know what I mean? So I got this lot from her. And, she wanted $10 for this car. And I said, Miss, I'm not going to take this one. And she wanted $5 for this, which is ironic considering that this car sold on eBay for $5 and this car sold on eBay between basically $8 to like 15. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, well, eBay. I said, Miss, well, I said, no disrespect. She's an older Spanish lady. Very hard-headed. I mean, she is kind of tough to deal with. I mean, she's a nice woman. Don't ever think that she's not. But she's very hard to deal with in the sense of, even if you don't make a deal with her, she wants to give you the whole story on why she don't like bringing stuff out and why eBay is better and this and that. And I remember a couple of people don't deal with her. And one guy even told her, he said, listen, miss, I'm sick and tired of hearing you bitch about stuff. Don't fucking come out here and sell stuff no more. You want eBay prices? Put your shit on eBay. Other than that, shut the fuck up. And he walked away. He was an older white guy, too. He's about her age, and she just stood there looking stupid. And what he said and how he went about it was wrong, but sometimes you got to say and be like that to people to get the shit through. You know what I mean? And in a way, he's right. I don't understand why you come out, you bitch and moan about people not paying your prices, but then you're always verbalizing on what you could sell shit on for on eBay. Then why are you even at the flea market? Don't bring stuff out to the flea market thinking somebody's going to pay you eBay price for it. But anyhow, and she did kind of give me a little lecture about the cars, and I'm like, oh, okay. So what would you do if I take just all the Hot Wheels? She had Matchbox. I don't like dealing with the I used to like Matchbox because like the toys of choice when I was growing up, I'm an old man, was Matchbox, but when they came in the orange boxes. And Tonka. My first action figure love, of course, my first movie that I liked the action figures was Star Wars back in '77, but I didn't buy them. I think I brought excuse me. I think I brought a lot of the Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, and like the guys that had costume heads, only because they didn't look like, what I'm saying? Like they looked like the toy looked similar to the movies and similar to the artwork on the box. Versus look at this guy. Look at him over there. It ain't even Christmas yet. Look at him. And his blanket. He got his blanket all over the floor. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Spike. So going back to this, anyway, I got distracted with him picking up his chew toy, playing with it. So anyhow, she wound up saying, if you take all of them, because at first she's like, oh, well, I'm not going to do better. I said, Miss, I just asked you a simple question. I don't need you going into your typical rants and going off. It's too early in the morning. Be happy you're alive. And she realized who I was. And then we started talking about the G.I. Joes and this and then the third. And she just kept going on. I said, listen, I'll come back when you calm down, because she gets like that for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? Especially due to the fact that she knows I buy it from her. I ask the same typical question everybody asks, because people ask me the same thing. Now, if you ask me, well, how much for this? And I say 10, and it's like a $30 thing. And then you're like, well, how much for this one? Then how much for this and that? That gets me aggravated, which it did happen in Meadowlands, because, if somebody look at you and they look away and they have that expression on their face like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Why would you keep asking me prices on stuff? Because technically, if my first 2 or 3 prices are too high for you, and then every other item you're picking is going for more and worth more than the other items, then I know you're not going to buy it, because you're going to think all the prices are ridiculous. And that happened a couple of times yesterday. Now, I can understand that, but, hey, you want $3 a card. I'm like, okay, well, what can you do if I take all the Hot Wheels? And she's like, oh, well, okay. And I'm like, no, not the Matchbox, just Hot Wheels. Because, if I do toy shows and or whatever I'm going to do with the Hot Wheels, it just, I just want to do something to where I can make a couple of bucks. So anyhow, she just wound up saying, you know what? She took more out the truck, her van. And this is all she came out with. She said there's more, but, I'm by myself. I don't want to bring everything. I said, fair enough, no problem. And this is the stuff she can get to. Some of it are duplicates. Like you have 3 of these 2000 and 2000 first editions Aglia panel truck. There's 3 of the same exact one. These sell between $1 to $2.75 each. Same thing for this little car here, which is a virtual collection cars go kart. Then you got this Tropical Series Baja Bug. Then you got this 1998 first edition Mercedes SLK. And you got this Artistic License Series 57 Chevy. And then again, like I said, this is the long hauls. 2 radical vehicles as you see here. So you got this old school, I think that's a Ford Model A or T. I don't know. I don't really know these old school things like that. Then you got the truck version of it with a trailer, with a flatbed for it. Obviously you got to see it yourself. And I thought this was gonna be like $15 to $30. This thing is actually literally about $5 to $10. And she wanted 10 for this, and then this sells between 8-ish to like around 15 or more sold. And she was asking 5 on this. So go figure. She was selling the one that goes for less on eBay for more, and vice versa. But anyhow, this is what is this again? This is a Firestone truck. And then of course here you have the long haulers. What is it? What is this? The one thing I don't like about a lot of Hot Wheel cars is the fact that they don't give you the information on a lot of these, like what the vehicle is. But still, no, you guys see that. And this is like the $3 and up, 3 to like 5, no, 3 to 4. So here you have a Pinstripe Power Series 65 Impala, green. Then you got this Circus on Wheels Series, fat fendered, fendered 40. Then we got this 56 Ford truck. Genuine Ford parts. Pretty dope. And then this is like the these are like the $5 cars. 5 to 6. Here you have an Oshkosh cement truck. I don't know why they call it Oshkosh. I don't know what. This don't look like nothing Oshkosh Bagash would have, but whatever. Then here we have, was it a Panoz GTR 1? A Volkswagen Bug. A Porsche Carrera. There's 4 of these. And these are around $6 and up. Look. And then we have another Circus on Wheels series, a dairy delivery. And this car is actually around $7 to $12. This Mustang Mark 1, 1998 first editions. Number 29 out of 40 cars. Really, really nice car. If this is a super treasure hunt, or a treasure hunt is like a $60 car and more. Then we got 3 of these here. The Tail Dagger Hot Rod magazines. Like a nice pearl white. Beautiful. 3 of those. She said I got some cars here are duplicate. I said it doesn't matter, I'll take them. So yeah. She's a little touchy at times. And then this is like a $8 car, a Bugging Out Series Baja Bug, 8 or more. Then you got this 1998 first editions 1970 Roadrunner. This is like a $12 car, 8 to 12. And the big boy here is this bad boy here. This 2007 new models 1966 TV series Batman Batmobile. This is actually $15. 15 and more. Sold on eBay. This particular car. So pretty dope there. All right, now moving on. This lady, she had an attitude though. Like she was like the way she was talking to some people, just and then it was like she was, and then out of everybody she talking. This is a black sister, probably like a couple years younger than me or around my age. Out of everybody that was getting on her nerves, and everybody did, like this one guy took a whole bunch of cards and just put them in the bags. She didn't even ask him to look at this shit. He said, "Oh, I got 16 cards, so that's $8." Because she was charging two for $1. I mean, I should have walked around earlier. I probably would have just took everything she had. But I basically got the last of what was left. And she said, yeah, I had, because she had baskets with like makeup and stuff on like 3 different tables. And she said she had like 12 baskets full of cards. And I believe her, for $2 for $1. And this one guy was just stuffing shit. And I noticed that he handed her money. And I'm like, why is he still stuffing stuff and he handed her money? She didn't even look. I got the stuff in my hand. And I'm standing right next to her. And she's like, oh, let me see them. So she had to like look at each one of them and count them. Then she had to count them over. And I said, Miss, please be careful with them. And she said, well, I'm giving you the bag. I said, yeah, but you're charging me for the bags. And I'm like, I just want you to be careful because my son collects these. And some of them I might turn around and resell. She said, oh, yeah, for your son, huh? And I said, sweetie, listen, I don't know what side of the bed you woke up on, but I can put the cards down. I don't have to buy nothing from you. And she said, no, it's okay. Like, just relax. I said, I am relaxed, but it seemed like you hostile. She said, oh, these people get on my nerves. And I said, well, you know what? They have nothing to do with me. And I was like, and after I paid her, because, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I paid $6 for these. And she charged me for 2 of these $1. So I paid her $7 for this stuff. And then after I gave her the money, she gave me my change back. And I said, and to be honest, and I said, to be brutally honest with you. No, actually, she said, like, brother, you should understand. I said, sweetie. And she said, yeah, don't call me sweetie. My name is so-and-so. But I was like, you know what? Listen, man. All right, whatever. And as I walk away, she said, no, I'm just saying, as a same people, and I said, you don't want to have the attitude. And I said, truth be told, the white dude, he must have put like 20 or something cards in the bag, or close to 30 of them, and he only gave you a $20 bill, and you gave him change. You gave him like what, $7-8 back? She said, yeah. I said, okay. You didn't even ask to count all of them. And he filled his bag full of stuff. I got the scraps, and I'm standing next to you, and you still like grab the cards while they were in my hand, tilted my hand, and say, hey, let me see it. And you counted each and every one of them to make sure I wasn't trying to get over on you. But then But then the white dude, you let him shove shit in the bag, and you ain't actually count nothing. But then for me, you said to him, we as a people need to stick together. I said, that's kind of hypocritical. And she said, you know what, brother, have a good day. I said, no, you have a good one. And I left it alone. Because to be honest, I just feel like telling her, I feel like saying, you know what, fuck it. I just feel like taking the bag and then the other one that was in it, I just feel like taking it and just tossing it on the fucking table and say, you know what, here's your $3 back. Can I get my $10 bill back? I feel like telling her that. And this is why a lot of people of color go through the shit we go through. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not a race thing, but I'm just basically giving you guys the 411 on it. It's just a lot of bullshit that goes on. And it's like, all for what? Like, I have nothing to do with the fact that Asian lady got her mad over some fucking toothbrushes. Then the other older white dude was very condescending and had a rude demeanor about him. I got nothing to do with these people. Let alone one lady was Asian that pissed you off, and then an older white dude, and then this white dude just shoving shit, and you ain't even asking to bring, and she wasn't even paying attention. You didn't ask him. I'm standing, like if she's standing right here, because she's looking at the tables, and I'm standing where it's like I'm here. And she's looking, and I have my cards here, and she kind of like tilted the cards, like basically, I had them all in my hand, like this. Well, not like this, but like they all fat in my hand. And she kind of like tilted them this way so she could see. Let me see. And then she took out my hand, and then the way she was putting them in a bag, and I'm like, listen, I don't need these cards to rip or the package to get messed up, And I told her, well, my son collects these, and I'm gonna sell some. Oh yeah, your son. Like, yeah, okay, like, you know what I mean, like, and I like even now, I just feel like leaving the shit. Because, like, I mean, she gave a good deal on it, but it's like, dude, like, I got nothing to do with whatever fucking problem you have. It's just some people, man. And this is why a lot of brothers, man, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna even do it. But anyway, I paid $6 for these. $1 for two of these bags. And actually, yeah, fuck, whatever. But these are like around $1 to like $2. So here you have a Track Magna. Then you have this Drone Duty, stupid looking car. Then you have this Cruise Bruiser, another stupid looking car. But they were two for $1. Can't go wrong. Then you have this 1940 Ford pickup truck in red. I can't believe this is like $1 to like just under $3. This is around $2 to almost $3. 2022 Lucid Air. Weird looking car. Looks like a concept slide. Look like Lincoln. It looks like Lincoln and PT Cruiser meets Tesla. And then these are like the $6 cars, like $5 to $6. Here you have a Subaru WRX STI, Japanese import. Then you got this Ford Shelby GT300R. This is like a $6 to $7 car. Actually, $8. Then this is around just under $5 to around $8 also. This Volkswagen Caddy, and it says it's 1 of 5. So there's like 5 different cars here. So you got the Volkswagen. You got the 2017 Jeep Wrangler. I think that's a 52 Chevy pickup truck. A 95 Ford Mustang convertible, or is that an 85? And no, 85. And then you got a 69 Camaro that completes this wave. And there's one guy, and the same guy, we were meeting in the other L section coming back, and he's like, yo, she got an attitude. I said, yeah. And he said, yep. I got some cars off of her, and, I paid even less because I didn't even realize I had more cars. But I kind of figured he did that. And he's like, yeah, she had an attitude problem, man. But he said, dude, there was a lot of great cars, a couple of treasure hunts, but somebody else got to them. And I said, motherfucker. I believe it because these 12 cars, decent cars. And, 2 for $1 when everybody else in Columbus is selling them for like $2 to $3 each. She's only selling them 2 for $1. So anyway, you got this Ford Escort RS 2000. And actually, this car is about a $6 to $8 car. That's why it's in this pile. This Batmobile, about the same. It's actually a $6 to $8 car sold. This car is about an $8 to $10 car. Honda Civic Custom. Nice looking car. And then this one is the cream of the crop. I don't know why, but it's like a $10 car. 2015 Dodge Challenger SRT. So, yep, this is it for Hot Wheels. Now, moving on to this stuff here. I am exhausted because I didn't get that much sleep last night. All right, so moving on. I got this stuff here, these 2 Hogans, and this box stuff from a vendor that's in the same row I'm in. And he's like, he's across from me and about 5 or so tables down. And he was selling all his stuff. So basically, he gave me these 3 for $30. He wanted 15 each on them, but he was like, you know what? I'll knock off more money. So he knocked off 15 for me. So I wound up paying 30 for all 3, $10 each on them. So you got the Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence, John Reese, and Danny LaRusso. Hey, yo, Danny, use the crane. So yeah, these 3 I might actually keep because it's the 3 of them together. So that might be a keeper, or those might be keepers. I did look up. I think I looked up either Johnny LaRusso, and he's anywhere from 20 to like $40 sold. So I'm guessing the 3 of them together. I don't know what they go for each, or together. I don't really know. I'm sorry, I'm having brain farts. I'm exhausted. And then after that, he wound up giving me. He wanted $10 for the Hogans over here, and he wanted 15 for that and 10 for that. So he wound up doing. Since I brought these, he just said, "You know what? You already owe me 30. I'll tell you what. I want to get out of here. I already did all right today. I know you." And it's like we never really did business with each other, but he knows me from the market, from other people, and he always see me. He knows our sales there, and I'm always buying from other people. But he very rarely has anything that I like. But I always acknowledge him with saying hello. So this is like one of the first times, if not the first, either the first or one of the first times we actually did business together. But 30 for that, and he said, "You know what? I'll tell you what. Just give me $60, and you have these four as well." So he wound up giving me the 40s for like an extra, whatever. But it's not bad because that Savage He-Man is like $8 to $10 for him. So he actually had that overpriced. He looked them up and just said, "You know what? The hell with it." So there are two Hogans here. And it's the Hollywood Hogan. And there's another one there. So I got both of them. And as you see there, the Masters of the Universe Revelation, Savage He-Man. And then right here we have the Multiverse Superman John Kent. Never read that book to even understand the whole concept behind that. All this is like, mostly all the stuff that McFarlane is doing with the DC Multiverse is like New 52s type stuff. These are books that I'm not into them. I just never read them, so I don't know anything about them. I'm like old school comics, like most of the Marvel stuff up until like almost around 2003. DC, late 90s. So anything around 2000 to now, I don't know nothing about a lot of these new DC universes and books and characters and all that shit, unless I hear people talking about it. Other than that, or, as a reference, but other than that, I'm old school. And then this lady, she normally has like a lot of Legos and stuff. They do a lot of box stuff as well. And I don't remember if I had this or not. I might have it downstairs, I don't know. But I was like, you know what, for $13. And I was like, well, let me ask you a question. Would you do 10? It is unpunched. And she kind of paused for a second. She's like, yeah, I'll do 10. She could have said 11 or 12, but, she did, it says 13 on it, but she did 10. And then this other guy, he's a flea market vendor too. He normally buys video games and stuff and tries to resell them. It's funny how a lot of these guys, when they selling stuff, they want top dollar. When they buying, they want to hit you in your head. And he's no exception. Decent guy though. So he did tell me, because I had a lot of Star Wars parts and stuff outside. On my spot, I had like 3 Legacy Millennium Falcon shells. I sold one today, and I have 2 extras. Then I had like 2 boxes of parts I got from Eddie a couple of weeks ago, and I have 1 box that I got from him, Star Wars related, vintage parts, and a G.I. Joe lot. The G.I. Joe stuff, I did get rid of that last week. Or was it the week before last? I think it was the week before last. I don't even remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And he's like, "Oh, I got some Star Wars stuff. If you're looking for, I have a Millennium Falcon if you want it." And I was like, yeah, sure. But I thought he was joking. He said, "All right." And then he's like, "Yeah, well, it's the old one, and it's got everything. Only thing it's missing is the Jedi training arm with the ball." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then I said to myself, "Oh shit!" So he got it. He said, "Oh, and I got the box for it." And I was like, "Oh shit!" But you can't let people know that you're excited. And I was like, "Well, what are you asking?" He said, "I'm asking 120. And I was like, "Oh, well, bring it over. I'll look at it. I mean, you see I'm by myself." And he's like, he was kind of hesitant. And he's like, "All right, I'll bring it over, but I'm not doing better than that. There are some figures with it." And that's what he said. There's some figures and stuff. And he's like, "I want 120. I'm not doing no better than 120. That's that." And I'm like, "All right, well, bring it over. Let me look at it anyway." And he was like, "Okay." So he brought it over, and, the boxes beat the shit, as you can see. But it is a box. So I was like, you know what? All right, whatever. Again, the box is really beat up. But it's nice box art, so I'll do something with it. Maybe I'll keep it. You never know. So this is it. The colors are not bad on it. It is yellow, but that happens with like some plastics, Mattel and like some plastics they use. Like this is more like a rubbery plastic, while this is more of a glass plastic. So that's why this yellow's quicker. and differently than that, because these just stay gleamy white. If you see even this goes to this, and you see how the white looks similar to the Millennium Falcon. It's like almost like a off white, light tannish color versus this being more of a peaking white or gleaming white. This is a part for it. I wasn't expecting this, and when I saw this, I thought this was Star Wars, but then the more I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is He-Man. I think this comes with Castle Grayskull or something. That's definitely a He-Man piece. So I'm guessing this goes in here because this is part of Castle Grayskull. And he does have the satellite, but I have this. But what really made me buy this is this piece. I was looking this up online, and I need this piece here. And I needed both of these. So now I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this... Okay, so yeah, it does go in there. So this piece alone, this one guy wants 10 with $10 shipping. Another guy wanted $22.50 with like $7 shipping just on this piece. Then this little piece here is like $20 to $30 on eBay. Just this piece that holds it. So either way you look at it, I was looking at around 40 something to 50. Just in both parts, not including shipping. So I was looking at somewhere around $65 to almost $70 for both of these parts with shipping. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn, just to get this. So I was like, whatever. So I already took that in consideration. And he had these baggies. One Ziploc bag had these parts in it. It had it had this green thing and these in it. While this Ziploc bag here had these 4 figures in it. Now these figures aren't in the best condition, but I could do something with them. I could repaint the hands on him and on Luke, and I'm gonna paint the black here to make it look better. And if I paint it, believe me, you cannot tell a difference between my paint and company because I use the same techniques. I use the acrylic paint. I paint match perfect, and I use the acrylic sealer, and I use the right one for the right figure. You know what I mean? This Tusken Raider I'm definitely keeping because it does have the cape, so I'm keeping both of them. Can never have too many of him. This guy, he's kind of flimsy, so I'm gonna clean him up, and I'm not gonna keep him because, I'm just not gonna keep him. It's too much trouble to go through this, and it's like kind of wobbly, so I'm not keeping that. This Luke Skywalker I'm definitely keeping, and this Luke I'll probably just wind up painting him, painting the black, and it's more like a matte. So I don't have to do glossy. So I'm gonna repaint his hands, and I'm gonna repaint his hands. So this hand supposed to be the same color this one is. It just looks like it doesn't because of that, but that's just from years of touching grease and playing with this stuff and just dirt and everything. So this is the only one I'm not keeping, but I will wipe it down. I'm not keeping this. I'm going to turn around and resell this. And whoever buys it, they're just going to need this piece. They're going to need this piece and the Jedi training arm thing with the ball. And they're going to need the 2 blue things for the door here. I do have the door right here. So they're just going to need those 2 blue things and the Jedi ball piece. So... yeah, I'm going to take this downstairs and wipe it down. And this was $120 with the box. He wasn't doing no better than that. He told me from the gate, and I hate when people do that. They're like, oh, yeah, all right, whatever, bring it out. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll give you this. And it pisses me off, too, because sometimes I'll have stuff in my truck or whatever, and I'll be like, well, I do have so-and-so. And they're like, oh, do you got any masks? You got this? And I say, oh, I do have this and that, and but it's missing this piece or that piece. They know exactly what you're talking about, but it's in good condition. I'm asking this price for it. Okay, let me see it. Then they're like, oh, well, I'll give you $25 for it. I'm like, dude, I'm asking $60, and I told you why I'm asking $60, and now you're trying to offer me $25. Oh, well, And I be telling them like, yo, you know what? Just just get out of here, man. Cause it's like they just want to be nosy. I don't got time for that. So I do understand the frustration sometimes with people because some people just do stupid Neanderthalic nonsense. But anyhow, that's what I paid for this stuff. Was it over? I mean, was I overpaying? No, definitely not. Because even though this box is beat up, this is like a $50 box all day in this condition, beat up. I could be exaggerating, but I doubt it. Let's just say $30. You know what? I'll go better. $20. 20 here. I'm already at $60 for this piece. That's not even including shipping. So let's say 50. 50 and 20, that's already $70. So $70 out of 120. I should be able to easily get $70 for this. Let's say 50. Just be on the safe side. $50 for this. Tell a person, hey, you just need the, you got the satellite. You just need the satellite thing. Those two things for this and the Jedi Ball thing. So if I say $50, which I won't, I know I'm gonna ask 50 or more. I might ask $70 for it or 80, but let's say 50. So 50 and 50 for that, but I need that for myself. That's already 100. 20. I'm already at 120, and then I got this stuff. These three I'm keeping, so that's part of my collection right there. And of course, this piece. This piece is missing stuff. I forgot what they call this, but it does have this piece, which is very important. This piece here, and I was gonna buy this, but sometimes you want to get stuff complete. But like I told my boy David, sometimes you get a good deal on stuff, just take it because sometimes it's easier to get the pieces than to pay an arm and a leg for the whole thing. Sometimes piecing stuff can be a lot cheaper than buying it whole. You know what I'm saying? So I am obviously I'm getting this piece here. So that goes there. It is missing a piece on the top. And this droid goes here. This goes here. But it's also missing a piece on the top. So I just got to get those two pieces, and that's finito. Boom. But, it's like a $40 to $65 piece, complete. So all depending on what I pay for that top piece and that, it all varies, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like my money's there because I'm keeping the box, even though the box is beat to shit. I am keeping that. And I'm keeping these three figures and that piece. So in a way, this is $10. So let's say 10. And I would say $80. 80 and 10, that's $90. So so basically, it's like I paid $30 for this stuff. That's how I'm doing it. I will not let this go for no cheaper than that. Trust me. So I will be stuck with 80 on this, and if I do come across another Han Solo and what's it called, I'll probably throw it in there because the Millennium Falcon did not come with them. Figures came sold separately. But I could probably do that, and depending on what I get for them, I might have them downstairs. If I have an extra one of each downstairs, I'll put it with this, and I'll ask 100, maybe 100 and a quarter, just for that. So you never know. But either way you look at it, let's say $80 for both of them. 80. So I basically paid 120. So I basically got this for the $40, and the rest of the stuff is free. That's how. That, like, as a collector, this is how you make up, and you just keep getting stuff, getting bulk of stuff. You pay a decent price for it. You build your collection, and you get the upgrade and get stuff and get pieces you need. You understand? So that's basically how you do that. This other dude, he said he had like 30-something Marvel Legends. Again, I didn't walk around today. I did walk around early, but then I got tired, and I was like, you know what? I need to set up. It's a good thing I did that because by me doing that, I was able to finalize stuff with certain people. Certain people brought stuff because I set up in a timely fashion. You know what I mean? So I did miss out on that lady on Angry Black Woman's 2 for $1 sale, and this guy. He wanted 10 for her. I know what she goes for. I know she's a $30+ piece. This is the Winter Soldier. I'm about to say Black Widow. Yeah, the side is a little ripped up, but it doesn't matter. She's like a $30 to $45 piece sold on eBay. And I was like, well, it was already the end of the day, and I was gonna pick it up. He only wanted 10 for it, and I said, well, I walked off, and then as I'm walking, I look back and I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Would you do 5? And he kind of like looked up a little bit, almost the same way this lady did for this piece here. And he's like, sure, yeah, fuck it, come, I'll do the 5. So I paid $5 for her. This dude, his name is John. Cool guy. I met him a couple years ago at Columbus. I did help him out with some prices and schooled him on some stuff because some people try to rip him off. And being that he's a vendor, I'm a vendor, and I brought stuff from him before, so we have a decent rapport. So he had a nice computer that Isaiah needed anyway. So that's an early gift for Isaiah. And on top of that, I had this Sonic on top of a Genesis. I think it was called At Games or something. It's like a little statue piece. And he took that earlier. I wanted to sell that or give that with the box of video game stuff. But I was like, go ahead, take it anyway. And I still want to get rid of the stuff of what I wanted anyway. And I told him, you know what, I want so-and-so for it, but I'll tell you what, you just give me X, Y, Z. But earlier before that, I told him to put this on hold for me. He did want $10 for it. Well, he wanted more, but I was like, I'll do 10. Because it doesn't have the thermos. He said, yeah, for you, Mike, go ahead. I'll do $10 for it. So $10. And then he had marked at 30. I don't know why he had her marked at $30. I think that's retarded. But I don't have a Miss Elizabeth. And this is not a bad looking one. I mean, the way they put her in here, you could tell that she's going to have warping problems if you take her off. And her arms do look a little bit too muscular because she looked like a regular woman. She, Elizabeth was pretty, you know what I'm saying? But she was like the average, not average, but she was the average look, like average shaped woman. She wasn't like Sable or Tori Wilson. She wasn't that thick. So, they did make her arms a little too muscular here, but still a nice looking figure, and I don't have it, so. And her dress alone sells on eBay, sold for $20 just for this dress. And it says here, includes dress. Yeah, so I guess if they didn't put the dress in here, she'd be naked. Yeah, whatever. And then this guy, I was like, you know what? He wanted 15 for it. Some guys was giving him a hard time, and then one guy's like, well, dude, they going for like 15. So I was like, I'll tell you what, so you give me the money, and since he hooked me with the computer, I was like, listen, let's make it an even swap. That Sonic on top of that Genesis thing for these 3. He's like, you got a deal. So we got a deal, and he still got cash for me. So that's basically how I came across this stuff. Now, these 2 here, I did not catch this guy's name. He did not want to give me his cell phone number for whatever reasons. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he don't like black folks or something. He just did not want to give out the number or whatever. So he did say he had some more Eagle Force stuff. He did say, yeah, I got some figures, but I forgot to bring them today. And then we was like, you know what, next week. And I said, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to come back around anyway. Between 10:30 and 11:30, I'm leaving. So I'll come see you before I do anything, to see if you have anything else. He did have a couple of Star Wars figures, but they were pretty beat up. He wanted $10 a piece for them, and that was just ridiculous compared to me for what they were and the condition they were in. So I was like, nah, I'll pass. Oh yeah, I just realized, my battery's about to die because the light just switched off by itself. It does that when it's under 16%. So I guess that means I'm talking too damn much. But anyhow, I told him don't bring it next week because it's Christmas. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. So I guess it'll be whatever Sunday after that. Because he said he might come Thursday, he might not. But if he does, he'll bring them with him. But I don't want to chance it. So I said, just hold them for me. Because he also has a torrent that I need for the Eagle Force tank that I got from him the week before last. Because he didn't come last Sunday. And I told him you did not miss nothing by doing that. He said, yeah, I keep hearing that. So anyway, I wound up getting these 2 for $10. This Voltron, Defenders of the Universe, coloring and activity book. Same thing for the Dukes of Hazzard. These things are not like holy crap, but they're not easy to come by. I don't know if they're colored in or not, but they're in pretty decent shape for the years and for what they are. And anything like this for any old retro video game, for any retro toy line, getting like lunchbox stuff, Any kind of stationery, that stuff is very rare and very hard to come by because most kids did not keep it. They colored in it. Oh wow, look, a book, and they destroyed them. So when you do come across stuff in decent condition, you should always grab it, especially if you collect that particular line, and or even if it's something nostalgic to you. I mean, he wanted a certain price for each, and he wound up giving them both to me for, actually, yeah, that was the price. So, yeah, to this stuff, and then last but not least, again, the dude that was next to me, I keep forgetting his name. These are missing pieces, but I can't remember if I needed both of them or one of them. I know I did have one of these, and I think it was broken, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know, but I just took this just to be on the safe side. And this, I believe I do have this anyway. He said, well, they're both missing pieces. But either way, I could put, look at him, look at him. Look at him over there playing. Not even Christmas yet. So yeah, he gave, he wanted a buck each on these, so not bad. So anyway, that's my haul. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and hair grease to y'all. One.